With a heavy heart, I have to let you know that Vegas RoManiac is dead. The channel that you might have been subscribed to before has been completely killed. All the content that I've created for the past 10 years, all the 60,000 subscribers, and all the money and the revenue that was coming from the channel was gone. A series of very unfortunate events created a perfect storm for that channel to be removed. Unfortunately, there is nothing that I can do anymore. I'm going to explain in this video what happened. Maybe there is a lesson to be learned here that involves security online and the rights that we have as a content creators for YouTube. The problem started in October, around the 12th of October. My Gmail account got hacked. An IP address from Belarus, could be a VPN, could be somebody from Belarus, hacked the account. Somehow, based on my investigation, brute forced itself into the account. They've requested a password recovery, even though I had the two-factor authentication enabled, so they were supposed to send me a text message. Somehow he forced a password recovery for 120 hours, and Gmail was supposed to send them a 120-hour notice and some kind of like a password, and then a minute later forced it to 72 hours, then a minute later got the authorization to change the password. I don't know how they did it. I could have not done it from my computer even though I had the password. I think it was a flaw in the Gmail account which they were able to exploit it. Now a couple of days later I did find out that I had a virus in my computer, but I don't necessarily think that that virus actually contributed to it. I had some kind of like a Trojan virus in the computer, which I know it can access vital information, but even with that, let's say that they got my password, they should have not been able to get into my account without the two-factor authentication. That means that I have to get either a password or a special code that I have to put in every time I log in with a new device. Once they got into my Gmail account, it went into my two YouTube channels, and I want to be very clear. They hacked both of my YouTube channels, renamed them Tesla News Trump 2024, and posted some fake or real cryptocurrency on my accounts. And I've noticed this right away. And unfortunately, this is where the perfect storm starts. We as a content creators, especially the smaller ones like I am with 60,000 subscribers, or I was, we don't really have much power. There's no phone call that you could make to YouTube and tell them, hey, somebody hacked my account, help me out, help me regain access to my account. Your accounts are not linked to your social security number, they're not linked to your ID, they're not linked to anything. So unfortunately, it's kind of like a free be for all. The only way that I was able to get in is through Twitter, from all places. And Twitter, I contacted YouTube support, and YouTube support got me 2 days later after waiting for 8 hours in between messages. 2 days later, I got some kind of a link to reset my password for my Gmail account. So it took me another 2 days. So this is 4 days later, or 4 days later, to get my password back and get into my Gmail account. By the time I got into my Gmail account, I was able to request my channels to be reinstated. So Vegas RoManiac Reviews, which is the channel that I work with sponsors to reviewing products and things like those. The team worked really hard on it and fast, and they got my channel back. They renamed the name from Tesla Reviews to Vegas RoManiac, and then, Vegas RoManiac Reviews. And I got my channel back, I got control over it, and all my videos are there. I had to just make them public, and the channel didn't really suffer very much. Unfortunately, the Vegas RoManiac channel, the motorcycle channel, it took a little bit longer for YouTube to move, and in the meanwhile, and as I said, it's a perfect storm. Tesla Corporation, yes, the Elon Musk Tesla, filed a legal trademark against using their name, which I didn't, the hacker did. And the trademark process, it is so complicated and involves lawyers and complicated stuff where YouTube just didn't want to get involved, and they just could not care less and erased my channel with 10 years worth of work, with over 2,000 videos of content, with me replacing valves and doing all kinds of stuff, and all my subscribers are gone, and all the $1,000, maybe $1,200 a month income from it also gone. What happened next? Well, I've tried to contact YouTube several times via emails, of course, and it takes 24 hours to get an answer back. And at that one point, they got a little bit mad at me to the point where I was afraid I'm going to lose access to the other channel because they were all linked in the same place. Basically, they told me that if I don't shut up, they will ban me from posting stuff on YouTube. Or there is a potential for me to get banned to post stuff on YouTube. And at that point, I just had to pick up my losses and just give up. I went and did a little bit of a asking around, and there is a $3,000 lawyer retention fee just to talk to a lawyer. And then you're talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars to maybe get myself banned from YouTube. And I realized that I don't want to invest that money, even though theoretically that channel would have made $12,000, $15,000 a year. I pick up my losses and gave up. There is nothing that I can do about it. Now, when I say a perfect storm, I really mean a perfect storm, because the hacker caused the problem, YouTube didn't move fast enough, Tesla filed a trademark claim, even though I didn't do anything wrong, and then YouTube just didn't care after that. In the same time, the hard drive that I had all my footage backed up on didn't work anymore. So I contacted the company, they want about $1,000 to look at the hard drive and recover the information. And here is where the really hard part starts. The problem is I lost also my subscribers. Without the subscribers, your videos will do nothing. You have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and so many hours of views before you could monetize. So even if I would repost those videos from that hard drive, if I could recover them, it will take not only a lot of time before I will get any subscribers back to be able to monetize the content, but also times have changed. Those motorcycles were cool 10 years ago when I started, and YouTube was a different environment. And right now, things have changed and those things don't work anymore. And I've decided that I'm gonna wait on that content because I don't know if I actually wanna go through this again. I haven't been doing motorcycle stuff for a very, very long time, and this was passive income for me. I don't really ride motorcycles as much, and even though the money was flowing in from the channel, I was not really working towards making it better or making better content because I'm in a different part of life. And I really hate the fact that they took away from me hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially if this channel would have stayed on YouTube for the next, I don't know, 10 years. But at the same time, I have to put this behind me because it's consuming me inside to the point where for 2 weeks I couldn't sleep at night. I was struggling with all kinds of nightmares and scenarios where I feel the injustice done, and for me having no recourse is just consuming me from the inside out. So I had to give up on it and put that life behind me and start all over again. And that's why, if you watch the video all the way over here, maybe you know about Vegas RoManiac as a name and you search this video. And if that's the case, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel. Maybe you're gonna be the first subscriber. In the same time, if you stumble on this video by mistake and it's a learning experience for you, maybe you have a YouTube channel or maybe you know a content creator that went through the same thing, support them as much as you can, because I poured hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours for 50 cents an hour. And when I was about to collect for it and get the royalties for my content, unfortunately, everything got lost. YouTube didn't even give me the courtesy to allow me access to my content to download it from the server because of my hard drive issue. They just didn't care. It's a free service that they offer where they do revenue sharing. It will need an army of people to be able to handle every little creator out there. But they should have some kind of a threshold where if you have a certain amount of subscribers or a certain amount of money that you bring in every month, then they should allocate somebody that you could talk to as a human being. But there was no discussions, there's no conversation, there is no facts that matter. All that matter is that they just didn't want to deal with it and they just gave up really easy. And I know a trademark claim is really serious, but there are consequences for me because the context was very different than how it was presented. And they didn't care about the context. It's really, really, really annoying. And I don't want to blame them too much because, to be very honest with you, I'm afraid of repercussions. I don't want my other channel to get removed. I want to put this thing behind me. I will just have to shut up and live in fear and follow the rules and be a good citizen of YouTube and hope that my other channel can stay and run and won't get hacked again. But this puts me into a financial peril because half of my revenue is gone. So from a comfortable life that I had before, now all of a sudden I am barely able to afford to pay the bills. And I have two hands and I'm healthy and I got no other big issues. So that way I know I could always go back to work or do something else. I'm not to the point where I'm going to be a hobo. But in the same time, it is really, really hard to live with the fact that $1,000 or maybe $1,200 a month is gone. The subscribers and the potential that I had of making more money with that channel is gone. The fact that I've lost all my content, it's also gone. It is heartbreaking. As I said, I have to put this behind me because this is becoming too much to handle. So I have to pick up my toys and whatever is left, make the best out of it. Sometimes in life, tragedy happens and you could play with a chainsaw and lose a foot and there's nothing you can do about it. You lose your foot and you have to start over again. You have to go forward. But in my case, I decided that I have to look forward. I cannot live in the past. I would really appreciate if you subscribe to this channel right now in its new form. I don't know where it's gonna go. This is the first video I've posted. Hopefully there will be some more motorcycle in my future, but with a very, very low income, I'm afraid that maybe this storm is not over and maybe getting hurt is gonna put me into a financial peril where I could lose my house or other things that are important to me. So right now I'm gonna take it really easy. I'm gonna ride less, I'm gonna do less crazy things as I did in my 20s because I cannot get those years back. We'll see what's gonna happen in the future. So stay tuned to the channel if you're subscribed, if you stumbled on it. Let's see, maybe the next video is gonna be on a much, much, much happier note. Until then, what I want to say is what I've said before so many times. Thank you for watching and Biggest RoManiac out.